Are you ready for the best damn sports radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that that's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live, all 3 speakers go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckheischer here with the Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com and check out the merchandise page. And, of course, check out the blog section as well. We got an action-packed show for you tonight. We're going to talk some tight ends making more money, a little bit of Aaron Rodgers, some Showtime Ohtani, best player ever in Major League Baseball. We'll find out what the boys have to think. But first, let's welcome the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Brandon B.C. Combs at Man_Combs. Combs, what's going on, buddy?
What is going on, Buck? What's going on, Man Hour Nation? Man, I missed you guys.
Yeah, it's Combs. I feel like you and me do like one show a week now, and just like I don't know. I mean, things will fit once the like August, September timeframe rolls around, and we're in the heart of the NFL season and baseball season is starting to wrap up, and then like in the playoffs, we will definitely be back on our grind 100%. But Wyatt is he'll be late tonight. Wyatt has overslept. He has overslept, so he's washing his hair. He's putting some product in it, and he's mad at his girlfriend's mad at him. I don't know what it is. But Combs, let me ask you this question: how long does it take you to do laundry on a weekend or a weekday or?
So it's actually a funny story. So Michelle's parents, we all live in the same house, and they're retired. And they do laundry every single day.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah. But I never have dirty clothes.
Hey, and you never have poop stains in your drawers either because moms get those things out like they're like, whatever. It is what it is.
I mean, I shart from time to time, so I still got poop stains, but
100%. We do got some people jumping in the chat here. We got a member, Bo. Bo is a member here on the Man Hour Nation. What's going on, Bo? And of course, we got the man, the lift legend himself, Mr. Drew. Drew says, "Howdy, boys. What's going on, Drew?"
You want to try that again? Did you call him the man, the lith, the legend?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, you said that. You definitely watch that back. Run that tape back.
Run it back.
You'll be like, I called him the what?
And you know what? Sometimes you just got to roll with it, and whatever comes out of my mouth, and I got to stand by it. So, if you guys are here on the youtube.com/manhour and you see that little picture next to those guys' names, it's because they are members here on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/manhour. They have clicked on the join tab, and they are members. We have 4 levels of membership. We have 99 cent. $2.99, $5.99, and $9.99. $9.99, guys, you guys get a hoodie every year. You are part of the Man Hour Nation here. So as the chat is already going sideways here, and Bo says he already has the poopy on the undies, the show is going to be spicy tonight. So when me and Combs get together, you never know what is going to happen.
You know
Combs?
What the funny thing is about that statement? Is usually whenever I do anything spicy, that's what brings the poopy into the undies.
Undies?
That's what happens.
Man, I think I might have to turn the chat off right now because last time it was us two and Bo and Drew in the chat. It was like dog farts and tuna farts. I don't know. It was all types of crazy, really, really fast.
Oh man.
But Drew says, thanks, Bucks, but if you ask my wife, it's more infamy than anything.
Huh?
I don't know. I'm not for sure what that means.
Oh, maybe the man, the myth, the legend. Maybe he's saying it's more infamy.
Oh, okay. It's all good, though. But speaking of infamy, I guess, Holmes, NBA Finals does start tonight. We have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Phoenix Suns. So Drew is a Phoenix Suns guy. Tori's a Milwaukee Buck guy. So there's some rivalry happening in the chat right off the bat. But Colmsy, who do you have winning the NBA Finals?
I got the Suns winning, man. Look, the Suns shoot the three really, really well.
Yeah.
And that's a big flaw in the Bucks game, is defending the three. And, it was said about that in the last round that the Bucks played, but God, I lost my train of thought there. Who did the Bucks play in the last round?
They play the Hawks.
The Hawks. The Hawks did not shoot well. They lost, their star player, a lot like the Bucks did. However, their star player on Atlanta, the way he shoots a three was needed a lot more in that series than Giannis was. And I know Giannis was out too, but that Bucks team, the Bucks were a deeper team than Atlanta. Right. This round here, they need Giannis to be healthy. They need Giannis to be able to play every single game. But they've really got to defend that three, and I just don't see the Suns going cold. I think the Suns are just the better team. I think the Suns are a team of destiny, and this started all the way back to last year in the bubble. Yeah. All the way back to last year. They were 8-0 in the bubble and still missed the playoffs somehow, which was crazy to me. Why were they even in the bubble if they could go undefeated and not make the playoffs? I didn't quite understand that. But then
it was all about the money. It was about getting Devin Booker in front of all those eyes. That's what it came down to.
And then they added CP3, and now all of a sudden, they were like 51-24 since adding them. So. Yeah. This team is really good. They're a team of destiny. I think the Suns are just. I think they're going to. Sorry, Torrey Anderson. I know you're probably listening somewhere, or you will listen at some point. But I don't see the Bucks pulling this one out.
So, are you calling it in 5 games, 6 games, or is it going to be a full 7-game series?
I'm gonna say in 6. I'm gonna say Suns in 6. Yeah.
Okay. So you brought up a couple names here, and you said Giannis has to have a great series for the Bucks to even have a chance. And to be honest, I think the Bucks have a better chance if Giannis doesn't play, because when Giannis isn't in the lineup, I feel like the Bucks play more team basketball, not solely relying on him 100%. So I mean, the game starts here, like 15, 20 minutes, I think is the tip off, if I'm not mistaken, Combs.
8 o'clock.
Oh, so the game is actually
9 o'clock your time.
Is
yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so
8 o'clock real time, 9 o'clock Bucks time.
Yeah, so Giannis was warming up for game 1, but I know he was still questionable, going into the game. So I don't know if he is going to play. But I think the Bucks have a better shot if he doesn't play the first 3 or 4 games, because they play better team basketball, and you want to get the Suns on the rope. Maybe have a 2-1 lead, and then Giannis he comes back and finishes up the series. But I think Giannis is going to push it. He is probably going to play game 1. He looked pretty healthy in that warm-up session. So I'm picking the Suns in 5. I don't think the Bucks have a shot. They're going to give me the first home game that they got, maybe like a little gimme game. But it's Suns in 5.
The Suns are just so good. They're well-rounded. They can play inside, they can play outside, and they shoot the hell out of the three. And again, that is a big weakness for the Milwaukee Bucks. And they were able to slide past Atlanta, but I don't think that they're going to slide past the Suns. I think that the Suns are going to win it. I've got, with this new job that I got, I'm always in Milwaukee. I'm always, so the people I work with up there, they're huge, Milwaukee sports fans, Bucks fans. And so, give a shout out to one of our workers out there who lost her grandfather today and is taking some time off, but she's a diehard Bucks fan. And so, I wouldn't mind seeing the Bucks win for those people and for Torrey. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think if Trey Young was healthy for the Hawks, they wouldn't have won the series at all.
Oh, I agree.
100%. Even if Giannis was healthy or not, the Hawks looked like a team on a mission until the ref stuck his foot out and tripped Trae Young and broke his ankle, more or less.
I think the Bucks really kind of blew their load, so to speak, when they were playing against Brooklyn, in that big comeback against Brooklyn, falling down 2-0 and coming back and winning that series, because they looked dead in the water.
Right.
And then they're playing Atlanta, and Giannis goes down, and you're like, oh boy, this is not good. But then fortunately for them, Atlanta loses Trae Young, and they get to stay in it. And Trae Young, is to Atlanta what LeBron James is to the Lakers.
Right.
Without a player like that, you're not going to compete. And so they got lucky there. And I don't see it happening a third time.
Yeah, and then just to compound on your thoughts there, we always see a team like every year that like upsets a favorite, whether it be the NFL or Major League Baseball or the NBA. And when they upset that particular team, that is like their Super Bowl. That is like their NBA Finals. That's like their World Series. And I felt like when the Bucks beat the Nets, I feel like that was their NBA Finals. That they left it all out there, and the Atlanta Hawks series, they're kind of just going through the motions just a tad bit. But I mean, we all could be wrong, but who knows?
Bo here chimes in and says Suns in 3. Bucks are going to concede the 4th to save face.
What if you could do that? Like you like what? We've lost 3 games in a row by 30+ points. We're just not even going to play.
Yeah, and then all off season long, you're just like, yeah, they only really won 3 games. They didn't really beat us. I mean, we were just unhealthy, and we just didn't want to play the 4th game.
Right. So I did see Hoffy come in with this comment here. Hoffy, save that comment because we will be talking Ohtani here in about 10 minutes here on the Man Hour. So guys, we are going to take our first little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to do Way or No Way. Way or No Way is open for sponsorship. So Combs, let people know how they can sponsor Way or No Way.
Yeah, Way or No Way, always open for sponsorship. Well, not always, just until it isn't. And if you want to sponsor the segment, if you want to sponsor the show, hit me up at brandon.combs@manhourradio.com, and I can go ahead and get you guys hooked up where you need to be. So, pass the word around. If you're looking to spend some money, what a better place than right here.
Yeah, and we will promise to support you guys the best we can. So we'll be right back here, guys, on the Man Hour with Way or No Way, right after this short little break.
Do you wear the same shirt every day?
Same shirt every day.
Do you do the same thing every day?
The same thing every day.
Don't you worry, Mr. White Shirt Wearer Dude. Now with Man Hour merch, you can spice up your style each and every day. From hats to beanies to shirts, we got you covered, Mr. White Shirt Wearer Dude. Shop at manhourradio.com. T-shirts start as little as $15. Shop today.
Why, thank you, manhourradio.com, for this awesome merch. Hats, t-shirts, $15. You can't go wrong.
Pretty obvious in that one. Dak's coming back off. You got Tom Brady, and did I mention 22 starters coming back?
When I say Lamar Jackson is trash, I'm not saying he is the worst quarterback in the league, but he is definitely not the best quarterback in the league. When you say somebody is trash, it is based off the perception of the general public.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buck is on with Brandon Combs. Now you can find us both on Twitter at manhour_Buck and, of course, manhour_Combs. You can also head over to manhourradio.com. You can miss any part of the show whatsoever. We upload the podcast form up to the website each and every day, or simply head over to youtube.com/manhour. We upload the clips, Combs, each and every day. So Combs are up there 8 o'clock a.m., 11 a.m., 2 a.m., and 5 p.m. Sorry, 2 p.m., 5 p.m. I always get that mixed up. Hey, guys, it is 5 to 6 times a day we upload clips. So every day between 8 and 8, there is something happening with the Man Hour. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell icon because we give you guys tons and tons of content every day. Combs, you're shaking your head there. Are the Cubs already losing?
4-0, top of the first.
Well, I'm sorry about your luck, buddy.
Dude, this team is so bad. So bad right now.
This is the same guy that said the Cubs were going to the World Series about 3 months ago, and now all of a sudden, so everybody, get him out of here.
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response
because you know it's true. Are you ready for Way or No Way, Combsy?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So explain to people what Way or No Way is, and let's get it underway.
Way or No Way is just a game where I tell these guys some stuff that's been going on and some stuff that's on my mind, and I get their opinion on whether or not it will happen. So they give me a way or a no way. And since it's only me and Buck tonight, we will give you just, our opinions.
Yeah, which is our opinions only matter anyways. Why it sucks.
That's true. That's true.
Facts. Way.
Our opinions are just like Black lives. They matter.
True.
Nick, why'd you pause?
I was reading a comment.
All right, so way or no way, way or no way is open for sponsorship. So, first one I want to get into, we've all heard the story. Sha'Carri Richardson has been held out of the Olympics, tested positive for smoking marijuana, and she is not allowed to race. So, I ask you this. Sha'Carri Richardson should be allowed to race despite a positive marijuana test.
Well, Combsy, let me ask you this question because I read an article where she just had to face a 30-day suspension. If she would accept the 30-day suspension, she would be able to run in the Olympics now. Like she would be, the 30 days would pass like 3 days before the Olympics started.
She was left off the Olympic roster today.
She was left off the Olympic roster. Okay. So with that being said, me and Cindy, because Cindy is, I mean, she isn't a pothead by like any means, but she is like a CDC like advocate, she takes the CDC pills for like stress and back pain and stuff like that. So, but with all that being said, Combs, it is against the rules. Whether you guys want it can be illegal in your state, it can be legal in your workplace or whatever. But in the end, to be on the Olympic team, to be in the NFL, to be in the Major League Baseball. Actually, I think Major League Baseball waived that actually, or was it the NBA? I can't remember for which one.
I think baseball and NBA have both loosened their stance on it, and the NFL.
Okay, but like either way, right now for the Olympics, it is against the rules to smoke weed, and people say, "Oh, it isn't a performance enhancing. Like if anything, it'll make you slower." Yada yada yada. Well, it is kind of performance enhancing because it is easing anxiety. It's easing the pressure of this and this and this, and it makes your job easier, right? So, yeah. Way that she should have been left off the roster 100%. She knew the rules. I mean, come on. You've been training this for 4 years. You can't go 1 week without smoking dope. Yes, I know. I believe her mom passed away. I believe that's why she was like out doing what she was doing. But either way, there are ways around the freaking test too. Drink a gallon of water, pee on your hand, do something. I mean, come on. Way she should have been left off simply just for being stupid.
People, and that's why I made the joke I did before we started this segment, because people need to lighten up. Okay. Yeah. We don't like talking politics on the show. We joke about politics all the time. It doesn't mean we lean one way or the other. We have our opinions, and we keep those opinions to ourselves. But there's no reason why, we can't still be ourselves and joke around and do the things that we want to do without offending people.
Right.
And I think that we do a pretty good job of that. And people want you to say, "Oh, Sha'Carri should absolutely, wear the orange shirt. Let her run." Do I believe that her smoking marijuana is such a bad thing and she should be held off the Olympic roster? No, I don't. But she knew the rules. And she admitted, yeah, I knew it was against the rules, but I did it anyway. Regardless of the reason why you did it. I get, her mom passed away. It's sad. Anytime anybody passes away, it's sad. It's a hard time. I've dealt with, my fair share of it over the last couple of years. Trust me, I get it. But this isn't an America thing. This is an International Olympic Committee thing. The IOC is against it. The IOC has a rule against it. And you knew what the rule was, and you were like, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. So you put yourself in this boat. It's the same reason I say it all the time when it comes to the NFL. You look at guys like, what's his face there?
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon. I mean, how many millions and millions of dollars has that guy lost because he can't stop smoking weed? Like,
Tens
I get
of 20 million easily.
I understand, that it's not legal. It's not that bad. It's people blow it out of proportion. I get that part. But I can have that opinion and still believe that you don't deserve to play because you broke the rules. It's a rule. You broke the rules. You don't get to play. Just like in life, period. Stop teaching our kids that our actions don't have consequences. Because they do. And this is your consequence. Tough shit.
So Colm, not to be totally off topic here, but your helmet looks freaking badass back there tonight. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like the way the LED light illuminates that like that
Dude,
scene
I love
in
the
the
fact
autograph.
that he signed it in orange.
Yeah.
Too. I think that just makes it even.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely my favorite.
Not
piece.
to get totally sidetracked. Bo says, I bet the USA was bigger pusher for making the THC against the rules too.
No. Why? It's legal in every state in the United States, I think, with the exception of 2, and they don't even count because it's like North Dakota and Iowa or some crazy stuff. It's 2 states that nobody wants to go to anyway. No, I don't believe that the USA was a big pusher for making it against the rules. I just it's, to me, look, smoking marijuana and doing THC, and then you got CBD oils and stuff like that. It's got medical properties in it. It has, people get prescribed it by doctors for a reason. And so it's just one of those things where I just don't understand why, we have to say, oh, well, this person did this, and it's such a bad. She knew the rules. I don't care who made the rule.
Yeah.
They're the rules, and you made them. Okay. There's a reason my workplace, you have to submit a drug test. We don't test anymore for THC. So you could smoke if you wanted to. Most jobs across America are like that now. There are some that aren't, but most jobs are. Now, if we said, yes, we do test for that. No, you can't smoke marijuana, and you popped. You have to go. You get fired. There's consequences for your actions. And this is her consequence, and it's a sucky one, but she knew the rule. Plain and simple.
Yeah, so I see there's some passionate people in the chat here, and do you want to go through those comments,
Sure.
Combs, and address them, or should we just move on?
No, we can address some comments. Let's go for it.
So as soon as my Windows did an update, so every time you hover over the little
I got you. I'll bring them up
thing,
here.
yeah.
All right. So
there it is.
Bo says, I bet the USA was a big pusher for making THC against the rules too. And that's the one that we just went over. He says our country is probably the biggest anti-weed nation.
I want to add to that. You guys realize that it wasn't the United States that kicked her off. It wasn't the USA Olympics. It was the Olympic Committee,
the International Olympic Committee.
So we had nothing to do with it. mean, like we may have administered the test or whatever, but we had nothing to do with.
No, even the
test.
the Olympic Committee decides when you get tested. I mean, and the worst part about it is these athletes know when the tests are. It's not just a surprise test. They know when the test is. So, look, I feel for her and her loss. I feel for her need to smoke weed, to calm down, to ease her pain, to help her sleep at night. I get that. I know people who do it on a regular basis for those reasons.
Yep.
But you have it's just to me, I don't have sympathy for athletes who knowingly break the rules.
Yeah.
And you have so much at stake. You worked your entire freaking life to get to this point. And you knew the rules and you still broke them. That was your decision. Nobody made you do it. It was a decision. So I don't feel bad.
So Bo brings up this at a point. He's like he says, yeah, but do you understand that the USA is on the committee and has a big voice in what the rules are? Bo, I agree with you on that aspect, but it wasn't like the rules was just made like 4 days ago.
Bo, let me ask you a question, Bo, and I'm going to ask Buck the same question. How many times have you sat in on an International Olympic Committee meeting?
Never.
My guess is going to be 0. So my guess is going to be that this is just a blind statement being made to push further the need for what you want to push forward. You want them to let her race. If they let her race, I wouldn't have a problem with that either.
Yeah.
So just so you know what I mean,
I'm indifferent of it 100%.
Yeah, I don't really care if they let her race. I'm fine with it, but I'm not going to sit there and fight for her to go ahead and be there. And then Bo comes at me. How many times have you, Combs? Never. That's why I'm saying I don't know. Like just like you don't know. I know as much about the Olympic Committee and who runs it as you do.
Well,
we don't know.
It is not a weed issue. It's not an alcohol issue.
Maybe it's like the U.S. presidential election. Maybe Russia runs it. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. But my whole issue is that the rules are there and you broke them. Like, that's the bottom line. If you, like, should I say, oh, bad, you broke the rules, knowingly broke the rules.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And people, like, and I hate that. People do it now with their kids too, and now that's why we have so many problems with the youth today acting all entitled the way that they do, is because we taught them. We've raised a generation of kids who get a trophy just for participating. We've raised a generation of kids who don't have consequences for their actions. Sorry, but your actions have consequences, plain and simple.
Are you ready to
Moving
move
on? Let's go to the next one.
No way. Yes way.
Well, we got the MLB All-Star Game coming up, and much like a lot of people, I don't really care to see my guys in it because, one, I don't want them getting hurt for the second half of the season. Two,
Right.
I don't want them participating in a home run derby. I don't want them messing up their swing for the second half of the season. Not that it really matters for the Cubs this year, but when your team's contending, you don't want them to lose it in a game that doesn't matter. And the All-Star Game doesn't matter anymore. They tried it out with doing, the winner gets a home field advantage for the World Series, but they went away with that a couple years ago. So I ask you this. The MLB should have the All-Star Game be a 7-game series in November.
I don't think a 7-game series would be ideal because, I mean, like at that particular time, most of the people that would be performing or playing in the All-Star Game would probably be off for about a month to a month and a half, right?
What about a 3-game series?
Yeah, like I was thinking maybe like a 3-game series or something to that effect. Or how about this, a slow pitch softball game? Because let's be honest, every All-Star Pro Bowl game that we see, they are crap. The NBA game is crap. The NFL Pro Bowl game is crap. The Major League Baseball game now is crap. Now, I did like it when it actually mattered, and I actually watched it because, I had a rooting interest then, like, hey, I want my AL team to...
No, you didn't. You were a Royals fan.
Yeah, and when we won the World Series, we had home field advantage, even though we won in New York, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like,
let's
make
face
it a
it, they really
skills
went away
challenge.
with that rule because the American League won like for 14 straight years or
Yeah, it
something.
was-
So they
it-
were
yeah,
like,
it was-
they're like, the American League is hosting the World Series every year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't like any All-Star games at all. Make it into like a skills challenge. I want to see a guy throw a ball like 600 feet on a dot. You know, I want to see a guy that can like, hit a moving target from second to third. I don't know. I don't really care about All-Star games anymore, Combs, to be honest. The only thing I'm going to be tuning in is Friday night during the home run derby. Why? Because it's like a skills challenge. I just want to see it hit the long ball. That's it. I don't care. No way that there should even be an All-Star game.
Yeah, see, look, I love the All-Star game. I love watching the home run derby. I just think that it would benefit baseball a little bit more to move it after the World Series. One, you get more baseball after the World Series. Two, you get to see your players, your favorite players play again after the World Series is over. Right. And three, like, for all the reasons why I said I don't want any of my guys playing in it. You're risking injury, you're risking health, and look, now that doesn't matter. I mean, pitchers are only going to pitch 1 inning apiece, and players are going to play maybe 3 innings, and then those swap out. But I like more of the idea of playing it in November, just like I love the idea of the World Baseball Classic that they do every 4 years. I love the World Baseball. I wish they would do that World Baseball Classic every single season before the season started.
How about this? You know how like the NFL does a Pro Bowl like the week before the Super Bowl, and usually the World Series is like every other day, right? What if you did the All-Star game the off days of the World Series?
Yeah, but I mean, then, you don't, well, I guess if you're in the World Series and it's right after and you win, you're not really going to be in it anyway.
Well,
Or if
like,
you lose, you
I
might
would
not
say,
be in it, but
I would say the players that are in the World Series clearly aren't going to be playing the All-Star game, because like you have your Royals and Sox and the, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you kind of basically, so you're getting baseball for 10 straight days.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind it. Me, I love baseball, so more baseball the better. But
shoot, or play a 5 inning game before the game. Here's your pre-show.
Here's your a pre-show to the World Series.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. Or maybe if you did it before if there was a Game 7 or whatever the case is, maybe did it before that.
Before the potential clenching game.
Yeah, I mean, then you can have like a whole Super Bowl thing where you have like a 5-hour freaking pregame show,
right?
But I don't know. I think I like the idea of it being at the end of the season. Moving on.
Do you think that'll ever happen?
No,
they need a week off in this season.
They're traditionalists in MLB.
Yep. No steroids.
No way. Yes way.
No sticking either.
It's rosin.
All right. So news came out today that N'Keal Harry, the wide receiver for the Patriots, his agent has come out and said that they are requesting a trade. They want to be traded from the New England Patriots. So I ask you this. N'Keal Harry wanting out and requesting a trade signifies the downward spiral as the New England Patriots are about to be in.
Dang. I'm going to go with no way on this because of the fact that Bill Belichick is still Bill Belichick at the end of the day. Yes, he had one, faulty season last year, but who really didn't have a faulty season, Like really you had to get super lucky to basically win the Super Bowl last year or even, win a lot of games with no, you lost a quarterback that was there for 20 plus years. You had 12 players opt out because of COVID issues last year. So this year would be the year that I would say the Bill Belichick way is either is like a bust or a success. So I just think he is requesting a trade because Mac Jones is going to be the starter and he doesn't like Mac Jones.
Yeah, see, I I don't think Mac Jones is going to be the starter, and I don't think he likes the idea of Cam Newton being the starter either. So I just think that the Patriots they lost Tom Brady. Their players are starting to leave. They just lost Julian Edelman is leaving. I mean, they are starting to lose everything that they built, and I think players are slowly starting to learn as they go there that the Patriot way was the Tom Brady way and not the Bill Belichick way. And this thing might not get turned around. So I'm going to go with way. I'm going to say that this is signifying the downward spiral that the New England Patriots are about to be in.
Well, and on the flip side of things, like we are seeing like how type of ship that Bill Belichick runs up there, because we're seeing Tom Brady basically have like loose lips and just like live life and talk to the media and do this and like be himself. In the last 20 years, we've never seen any of that. So like, I wonder if maybe, that could be it too. He's just too rah, stern.
I mean, did we give Bill Belichick too much credit for this historic run that they were on?
I guess we'll know this year, right? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's hard to say that though, because it's a totally different team now that Tom Brady's gone. So
true.
If Tom Brady was the only player that he lost, it'd be different, but you didn't. You lost Brady, you lost Gronk, you've lost Edelman, you've lost the
that
core.
whole defense almost, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that the Patriots aren't going to recover for this for a few years. I think it's going to be after Bill Belichick is gone and they start a rebuild.
All right, moving on.
No way. Yes way.
Well, Buck, it's my favorite time of the year. It is Shark Week, baby.
Shark Week.
I love Shark Week.
So
I ask you this. Shark Week is the best non-sports week of television.
You know what? I have not watched a Shark Week since Shark Week became a thing, 10 years ago? Was like when the first Shark Week came out?
Yeah, I think it's up to 12 or 13 years ago now, but yeah.
You see,
it's been a while.
Shark Week is much like the Fast and the Furious franchise, Combs. Is highly overrated. Do you know what is not overrated?
Get out of here with that nonsense.
You know what's not overrated? Storm chasing season, baby. That's better than Shark Week, hands down.
Too.
Storm and chasing season. So
yeah,
no way.
I'm going with way here because Shark Week's awesome. For two, I'm gonna watch more Shark Week this week than I am NBA Finals. So if that tells you how much I love the NBA, I'm gonna be watching more Shark Week than I will NBA Finals.
What does that tell you how much you love Shark Week?
Dude, Shark Week is amazing. I watched a show earlier that showed a whole group of whales, and the shark was swimming by itself. The group of whales surrounded it. All of a sudden, you see one whale dive down and grab the shark with his mouth and come out with a shark in it. How cool are whales? They come out with the shit. They killed a shark.
I've seen a lot of whales, and I don't think any whales are cool.
Oh my god!
I'm totally kidding.
We're not talking about your weekend at the bars when you were in your 20s, buddy.
It was when I was 30, but whatever. No, I'm kidding. But I do like seeing those shots where the killer whales or the great whites are coming out of the water and they're catching the seals or whatever they're feasting on me. That's definitely cool. But a whole week of just watching sharks and fish and stuff like that. I mean,
dude, the different things that they do in the different shows that they do are pretty cool. Watching the people that will catch the sharks, bring them up on the boat and tag them and put cameras on their fins and stuff. I mean, that stuff I love it. I'll watch it all week long.
What takes more balls, to catch a shark and tag it, or then to chase a tornado?
Man, those guys stay miles and miles away from the tornado. These guys get hands-on with the sharks.
Well, there's a certain storm chaser out in Oklahoma City. I think they're called the Tivs. Their whole mission is they're shooting a 3D movie and they're driving through tornadoes.
Yeah, I mean that. God, that would be
it's
fun.
like a freaking tank,
that's my ultimate vacation is to go storm chasing and chasing tornadoes. I would love to go do it. I do.
I got
I'm
a fully
fascinated
insured
with tornadoes.
SUV. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm
Twister
in,
style.
Buck. You tell me
Twister
when.
style.
You tell me when. I'll get those little ping pong balls. I'll put the little wings on it like they did in Twister.
Yeah.
And see if we can get it to go up. What'd they name it? Dorothy? We'll see if we
Dorothy,
can get
yep.
Dorothy to go up in the tornado.
Do you want to be Helen Hunt or the guy?
I'm definitely going to be the guy. You're going to be
Okay.
Helen Hunt.
I'll definitely be Helen Hunt. She is so gorgeous there. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to
wait.
talk.
The other guy's dead.
Is he?
Yeah, he died. I'll be
his
Helen
name?
Hunt.
Okay. I do not want to be the guy in the black SUV that has like the radio tower shoot through his heart. That was
Yeah,
absolutely
Bill
crazy.
Paxton was
Yeah.
his name. Bo
No.
Bo comes in with the save.
I didn't know he died.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, he died a couple. It was like a random thing too. It was like just a heart attack out of nowhere or something like that.
That's tough. I mean, any death sucks. So, but
Yeah.
we do have some more sports talk coming up, guys. We're going to talk a little Showtime Ohtani coming up here after the break, and of course some Aaron Rodgers. And then in hour number 2, we have buy, sell, or sleeper picks for the Las Vegas Raiders. All that and much more here, guys. Coming up on the Man Hour. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, you listen to the Man Now. We taking over. It's time to get you them facts. Turn the speakers up a little loud. Miss a game or two, cause we reporting all of them stats. Cause you listen to the Man Now.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckott along with the Brandon Combs and we have talked a little bit of controversial stuff. We'll talk a little bit of baseball. But Combs, let's get into some more baseball talk here. Showtime Ohtani himself. So I'm calling him Showtime because that's what people have been calling him in the comment section here on the clip. So let's just deal with it. Showtime Ohtani. He is the first player ever in All-Star history to be voted on as
His name
a
is
pitcher.
Shohei.
Yeah, but they're calling him Showtime. Like
Really?
yeah, like primetime Showtime, like HBO
Okay.
Showtime or whatever. But it's cool because he's must-see TV. Let's be flat honest, Combs. Ohtani is must-see TV. But he is the first player ever to be elected into an All-Star game as a pitcher and a positional player. So the question has to arise, Is he the best talent we have ever seen in the Major League Baseball?
No. I mean, we can calm down on all that. I do, look, I mean, he's on an amazing run. He's, he's shown that he can pitch. He's shown that he can hit. He's shown he can do it all in the same season. So kudos to him, but no, he's not the best talent we've ever seen. He's not the greatest player of all time. He's not Barry Bonds.
Now, don't get twisted. I'm not asking if he's the greatest player of all time in the Major League, because we know who that is for you, and that is Bonds, and you are sticking to that probably till the day you die, unless somebody comes out and blows his stats like out of the water. But I'm talking just like the overall talent. Like he can play anywhere on the field. He can be successful anywhere on the on the field. How many Major League players can you say that he could be an all-star pretty much at any position that he plays?
I mean, I could say that about guys like Javier Baez. I could say that about guys like Mike Trout. I could say that, you could probably say it about a good, Chris Bryant's proven it. I mean, that guy's played, I think, 6 positions this year.
Right.
And so, there's a lot of guys. But
is it all-star level, though? I mean, is he playing at all-star level at each of those?
Yeah.
Positions?
I mean, okay. he's an all-star. So, yeah, I would say so.
When did he get drafted? He got drafted as a left fielder, right, for all-star?
Yeah, I think he's an outfielder as an outfield reserve. The only Cub that made it, actually, which is not surprising, as they are down 7-0 in the top of the second right now. And so I don't know why we keep trotting Jake Arrieta out there, unless they just want to keep losing. That's what it is. Hey Nana, what's going on? I see you in the chat. Don't want to leave you out. But no, I like Ohtani. I like what he's doing. I just, there are guys that could do it. I don't know about, play a position and pitch at this level. I don't think there's another player in the game right now that could do that. But I mean, there's some good hitting pitchers out there. Kershaw's a good hitting pitcher.
Right.
You look at Madison Bumgarner's a good hitting pitcher, So
how about the big old guy for the Mets that would randomly hit home runs and waddle to first base?
Yeah. Remember the Cubs with Travis Wood. I mean, remember Travis Wood would come in and pitch notoriously with Joe Madden. And Joe Madden would, didn't like his matchup against righties, so he would take Travis Wood and put him in left field and bring in another reliever. And then once another lefty came up, he would bring Travis Wood back in to pitch and put out another outfielder. It was quite interesting to see. So Travis Wood was another one of those guys that could do that. And Travis Wood hit a home run in the World Series. So
let me ask you this question here, because I got a lot of flack when I basically clickbaited people saying that Ohtani was overrated because he had one bad outing versus the Yankees. They were pissed. Let's just be flat out honest. So let me ask you this question, because I believe Ohtani's ERA right now is mid-3s, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, he is leading the league in home runs. And the last time I checked, he was 5th or 6th in the betting odds in the Cy Young reward in his respective division. Do you think he got voted on as a pitcher just because of the hype around him, or was it process of elimination, or
No, I think he's one of the 5 best pitchers in the American League. He's one of the 5 best pitchers in the American League for sure. Okay. I mean, the season that he's having, he's up there, and he deserves to be in there as a pitcher. Also deserves to be in there as a hitter. So
yeah, a hitter 100%, because he hit. Yeah. He is on a tear. I think it's 12 or 13 home runs down his last 15 or 16 games. So he's actually on a ridiculous tear right now. And he just hit 2 more home runs just 2 days ago. So I mean, he's definitely doing great things over there with the stick.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, in pitching wise, I mean, look, the guy, I believe, I think he's still got a sub-3 ERA. I'm looking for his stats right now as we're talking, but
Drew says he deserves the hype.
He does deserve the hype, and like I said, I mean, he's out there, he's doing his thing on the mound. Then he does his thing, when he's not on the mound, he does his thing out there in right field, and he's hitting. Right. I mean, he's batting .277 with 31 home runs right now. So,
which is better than whole Cubs or organization, right?
Calm down. Calm down. But no, I
he's
mean, like,
definitely
right?
better than the whole Brewers team.
Yeah. Right.
As
All
far
right.
as
So
betting
his
average.
ERA right now is 3.6. So it's a little over 3. That 7-run, inning hurt him the other day, but he still started 12 games and he's only 3-1. I mean, the Angels just do not score runs with this guy for some reason.
Much
I
like
don't
the
know what
Mets
it
don't
is.
do it with Jacob deGrom.
With DeGrom, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So let me bring up this thing here. So Drew says here, let me get my mouse here. Drew says he deserves the hype. Like at what point do we overhype somebody to where he is no longer living up to that hype? Can we actually overhype
Bryce
Ohtani
Harper?
at all? Well, yeah, but I'm saying can we overhype Ohtani at all this year, or do you think he's?
I
Gonna
mean,
live up to
look, if you talk to somebody and said, "Oh, Ohtani was this and Ohtani is that," and then they watched that 2/3 of an inning that he threw the other night and gave up 7 runs, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, he's awesome,"
Right.
But you can. I mean, it's just like anything. If you tell somebody something's so awesome, and it might be really, really good, but they go in with like these crazy expectations, but it's only that good. It still didn't meet their expectations. They're going to be disappointed.
So, do you think after this season we are going to have such high expectations for him moving forward, and he can still have a great year, but he is just right below what we expect him? Do you start hearing, oh, he's overrated, he's overhyped, and like all this stuff?
I don't know, because I think he's going to make a run at the home run crown this year.
Okay.
He's got a chance to make a run at the single season home run record. I mean, he's halfway, just about halfway there, heading into the All-Star break.
Right.
So I mean, the number is 76, and that's Barry Bonds. Can he get to 76? I mean, he's at 31.
No, he's not going to.
I mean, why not? People said that about Barry Bonds. You got to remember that. People said that about Barry Bonds. I think I don't remember how many he had heading into the All-Star break. I think it was something like 35 or 36.
Right.
And then he had like an insane August. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, he plays in a very hitter-friendly ballpark in Anaheim.
You are right. You are 100% right. But how many games is he going to miss because there's not a DH moving forward? Probably 15, 20 games maybe.
There is a DH. What do you mean?
Well, when they play interleague, there won't be
every
a DH.
fifth day he doesn't hit. And then when they play the National League in the National League ballparks, then he'll hit. I mean, he just won't hit if he's pitching, and that's just one game here or there. I mean, you're not going to pitch every time you're in a National League ballpark either.
But those games start to add up, and if you're like, let's say, for example,
wait, hold up. Actually, no, I take that back. He's in a National League ballpark. He's going to hit because the pitchers hit.
Yeah, but they play some AL teams moving forward, if I'm not mistaken, right? They play like 3 or 4 AL teams.
They're in the AL.
Or, you know what I meant. They are on the road somewhere where he's not going to be a DH. I believe he has 3 or 4 games moving forward.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. I mean, but he'll play right field then if he's not the DH.
Okay.
They'll get his bat in the lineup some way, one way or the other. And I think I would say, and I'm looking this up right now. How many home runs did Barry Bonds have? When he hit 76, how many home runs did he have at the All-Star break? But I feel like this guy, if he can continue to produce this way throughout the rest of the season, I don't think you can overhype him. I think he's as good as advertised.
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up those Barry Bond numbers, because I think you're right. Actually I think it may even been lower, just because was it the month of September or August? He hit like a home run every day for like 20 days straight. It was something ridiculous like that, because he went on some type of stupid tear. I do remember that.
All right, so it was 73 home runs. What? Not 76. It was 73. And let's see here. He had
Boom, 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 boom.
Let me see. So 7. He had 39 at the All-Star break.
So roughly about half.
Yep.
Well, over half, but yeah. Okay. I mean, you do play more than half games before the All-Star break, but it's close.
Yeah, but that means that he hit, the what he hit. He had 30. That means he hit 34 after the All-Star break. So that's a lot of home runs in that time frame. I think that he's got the opportunity. Shohei Ohtani has the opportunity to reach the home run record.
Right.
And if he does that, and even if he doesn't make it, even if he just gives it a good run, he's as good as advertised. He's as good as they've advertised him to be on the mound and at the dish. And so I don't think you can really overhype that.
Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. And it is going to be the one and only Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers says he has taken this offseason to, quote, focus on his mental and spiritual health. Combs, right now he is playing golf with Tom.
He's praying
Tom
for
Brady.
a new team.
Yeah, I mean he's like he's playing golf right now with Phil Mickelson. Like I've been getting tweets about that like all day. I don't really care about their playing golf. I don't care. But are you buying any of this? Like he has taken the offseason to find his mental health. Now he has, quote, been saying that he does not have any depression or anything like that. But he has taken the time to focus on his mental health. What do you think he's really trying to say there?
I don't know. I think he likes to play games. I think he likes to troll. I think in the end he's going to end up playing the season for the Green Bay Packers. As much as I didn't think that before. The longer it goes, the more it looks like that's what's going to happen. He's looking for his mental health and his spiritual health and whatever the hell else he's looking for. I mean, whatever. Do your thing. Go out and go win some more games with Green Bay and get bounced in the NFC Championship again. Yeah,
so speaking of spiritual health, we do have Mr. Wyatt Williams. Surprise, you're on air at TWW Man Hour.
Your hair looks good. You finished washing it?
Is Aaron Rodgers really focusing on his mental and spiritual health there, Wyatt, or is he just giving us a crock of crap?
No, I think he is. I mean, we saw him out there in California. He had like the longest offseason we've ever seen him take. And if you listen to any interview that he's done, he genuinely sounds like he's been struggling with some issues. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that, there wasn't some, maybe he didn't want to be in Green Bay situation going on, because I'm sure that there was some of that. But no, I definitely think that there was some mental stuff going on. I mean, the guy has a lot going on his plate. His family is not in his life. He's got a stressful situation with his team. His team won't do the things that they need him to do to support him. So I think that all that kind of adds up after a while.
Do you remember when like Tom Brady said in his interview on HBO, the show, saying that he tells us basically 90% lies. He basically tells us what we want to hear, more or less in a roundabout way. That's exactly what Aaron Rodgers is saying right now. He's taking the play out of Tom Brady's playbook, and he is trying to sweep the Green Bay situation under the rug and say, "Oh, I just needed some me time." How much me time do you need, man? Go to Green Bay and perform in your OTAs for 4 days long. Is like OTAs? You are absolutely full of crap, Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Did you see what Tom said yesterday in the whole interview they were doing before this golf thing?
No,
they did like a little Jeopardy.
I could care less about their playing golf. I literally could care less.
They did a little Jeopardy joke on there, and they had said like on the Jeopardy thing, it said this NFL player has a guest starred on Jeopardy as well as Game of Thrones, and he was like, and then at the very end of it, Tom Brady goes, he also hates his boss, or who is Aaron Rodgers? So, and the answer was Aaron Rodgers. So I thought that was kind of funny. That happened literally yesterday with this whole golf thing. I mean, I know you're not a big fan of it, but I just thought that was funny that in the I guess you would say pre-scramble interview, Tom Brady goes, he hates his boss. I mean, who is Aaron Rodgers?
I did see something like Phil Mickelson tweeted something like at 3 a.m. to Tom Brady saying,
that was crazy. That video, he was like, we're hitting bombs. We're only hitting bombs, straight bombs. I'm like,
Wyatt, before you came on, I had asked a question. I I think that, well, not ask a question. I made a statement that I said, I think that the longer this goes, the more it points to Aaron Rodgers playing for Green Bay this season. Do you think that that's true?
Well, hold on, say it.
No, Wyatt, you do not get to come on the show after missing the first hour and talk Green Bay Packers on this show. Buck, go to break.
Guess who coming up, guys? We'll be right back after this.
Man Hour Nation brought to you by Brooks Roofing and Siding. Contact them at 812-868-7663 or online at brooksroofingin.com. Brooks Roofing and Siding, protection you need when nature strikes.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckler with Brandon Combs. And now, D. Wyatt Williams has joined us here on the Man Hour. Wyatt, welcome to the show, man. We've talked some great sports so far. But now it is time to play a little game like we call Guess Who. Wyatt, you are not very good at this game. Combs, I believe you are.
I've been on fire recently. I've won the last 3 times I've played.
Because I have made it super easy for you, Wyatt. I have put it up on this pedestal just high enough out of Tori's reach, and I've been lifting you up. And I'm like, Wyatt, don't say that. Don't say that. But now it is time to get down and gritty. So Guess Who is brought to you by Brooks Roofing, guys. Head over to brooksroofingin.com for all your roofing and siding needs. Bradley Brooks does great work over there. They have an A+ rating in the Better Business Bureau as well. So, boys, are you ready for the infamous game of Guess Who?
Ready.
Let's do this.
Since you were on the show on time and not doing laundry for the last 12 hours, do you want to go first or second tonight?
I'll go second. I'll let Wyatt go first since his hair is all washed and shiny now.
Yeah. All right, Wyatt. Yes or no question, my good sir.
Does this person play in the NFC?
Yes. Your turn, Brandon Combs.
Does this person play in the NFC West?
No.
NFC North?
Yes.
Is it Justin Fields?
No.
Damn.
Do they play quarterback?
Yes.
Is it Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Oh, that would have been great.
He does not play in the NFC anymore.
Kirk Cousins.
No.
Jesus.
Jared Goff.
No.
Kellen Mond.
No.
Big Dick Nick.
50-50 shop here.
It is Big Dick Nick Foles. Good job, Combsy. So the reason why I bring up Nick Foles, he is currently listed as a third-string quarterback for your Chicago Bears, Mr. Combs. Andy Dalton is listed as a starter per ESPN, and Justin Fields as the number 2 as the backup. Let me ask you this question, Combs and White. Do you guys see Nick Foles being on the roster for the Chicago Bears come starting day?
No. Not at all.
Yes, but he won't play.
They're not going to pay a guy that much money to be a third-string quarterback. They're going to trade him. They'll find, even if they've got to take a loss and eat some of the salary, they're going to find somewhere for him to go. He's not going to be on the roster come opening day.
So why you said he will be on the roster? Is he going to be as a third-string quarterback or a starter or a backup, or like where do you see him?
He'll be a third stringer, and I do think they trade him, but I think it'll be right at the trade deadline.
So you guys are both calling trade, but Combs, you are calling
trade deadline for a third-string quarterback. What?
He's a decent third-string quarterback. He's a guy who could go in and start somewhere.
But why would you take him?
Isn't he a Super Bowl MVP too?
He is a former Super Bowl MVP.
So let me ask you guys this question: where do you think he goes? Does a quarterback get hurt during the season and he's the guy, or anywhere in particular?
I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to Philly, if we're going to be real here, because he's only went back there, 3 times before this? So I wouldn't be too shocked if he went there. I think that you brought up a really good point there, Buck. I think it'll all depend on which quarterbacks get hurt. I think it'll be a team that is, just kind of a quarterback away, a team that is just on the line of possibly making the playoffs, but, their quarterback just got hurt, aka the Cowboys last year. So I think that he'll be one of those guys who gets traded right at the trade deadline. That way they can at least get something out of him, because if you trade him before the season starts, you'll get less because everybody has a quarterback and everybody has a healthy quarterback right now. If you just drop him and you don't trade him, then you get nothing for him. And if you wait for the deadline, then he'll be more sought after for those teams that are still looking for a quarterback.
Combs, where do you think he ends up?
I guess Philly. I think New England makes sense in some ways. If they're not ready for for Cam Newton, I just don't think he's the guy, and I don't think that they really want to bring in Mac Jones right off the bat. So I could see him even in New England.
Here's a twist for you. What about Cam Newton to the Bears to be a backup quarterback, because he already had a lot of interest in going to the Bears whenever he was first in free agency last year. They send Nick Foles to the Patriots to sit over top or under.
You
Mac
don't poison
Jones.
your locker room like that.
You're
poisoning your locker room by bringing
Cam Newton will put pressure on Justin Fields, and they don't want that.
Yeah, you're not bringing in Cam Newton. And I don't think he puts pressure on Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is better than Cam Newton right now. But I don't think that. I mean, Cam Newton coming in and unless he's just coming in for the sole purpose of teaching, Justin Fields how to deal with the everyday pressures of being a starting quarterback in the NFL, there's no need to bring him into your locker room.
All right. So Combsy, you won that round. You want to go first or second?
I'll go second again.
All right, Wyatt, you're up.
Do they play in the NBA?
No.
Do they play MLB?
No.
Do they play in the AFC?
No.
Are they in the NFC South?
No.
NFC North?
Yes.
Ooh, going NFC North heavy on this one.
Is it Jordan Love?
No.
Is it a quarterback?
Yes.
Whoa.
Is it Aaron Rodgers?
No. He plays an ace.
Is it? I did this last week, so I can see me doing it again. Is it Kellen Mond?
No. He sucks. Get him out of here.
Is it Justin Fields?
No.
Andy Dalton?
No.
Is it Jared Goff?
It is Jared Goff. Good job,
Oh.
Colmsy. Colmsy is just 2 for 2 tonight. So the reason why I bring up Jared Goff, because many people like myself have great expectations coming out of Jared Goff. I have the
don't know
Lions
why.
going. I had the Lions going 10-7. So Wyatt, I'm going to kick it to you first. What type of realistic expectations should we have for Jared Goff going into the 2021 season?
I have about as much expectations for Jared Goff as I do myself in this stupid Guess Who game.
Oh my!
Does that help?
That helps
Does that
because
help?
you are horrible at it.
I know he's going to be horrible too.
Holmes, what are your thoughts on Jared Goff?
I think my prediction said it all. I have the Lions at 2-15 this year, and I think that Jared Goff is probably not even the starter come week 8.
You guys, they're going to go 10-7. They're going to win.
They're
the
not
division.
going 10-7.
They're
not
going to
winning
win
that
a
division.
first round playoff game.
Okay.
You understand?
They're
that?
going to win a
how much
first.
do you want?
You're telling me they're going
Buck-
to the divisional round of the
Buck,
playoffs?
what are we putting on this?
Wild.
Me and Tori have shaved legs or something. I think I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It was shaving something, but like it wasn't our heads. No, it was our
arms.
beards. What was it? Our arms?
It was your
Yeah,
arms.
okay, it was shaving arms. All right, so
No, it was beard because he said he didn't have any arm or leg hair. That's right, it was beard. You were right. I'm throwing you.
all right, Colmsy, first or second?
I'll go second again.
All right, Wyatt, you're up.
All right, time for the big comeback here. Does he play basketball?
No, you're already lost.
Is it Shohei Ohtani?
No.
God, that would have been
Does
amazing.
he play baseball?
Yes.
Oh well, that's it.
God, I always hate asking this question because I don't think you know the answer to it sometimes. Is he in the American League?
Is he in the American League? No.
Is he in the NL West?
He is in the NL West.
Ooh.
Is it Trevor Bauer?
Nope. We can't talk about Trevor Bauer because people hate us because I said wham bam, thank you, ma'am. He's off limits for a week and a half.
Does he play for the Padres?
He does.
Ooh.
Is it Yu Darvish?
No. Cubs players suck.
Manny Machado.
No.
Is it Fernando Tatis Jr.?
It is Fernando Tatis Jr. I saw the most
It's
spectacular
like the
catch.
13th time you've used Fernando Tatis.
No, it's not. This is the first time ever. Did you guys see his catch that he made at shortstop the other night?
Dude, that was
Well,
insane.
He probably jumped 45
He got
inches.
up. Dude, he got up so high.
And
He
hung
probably
there
jumped over
forever,
3 of himself. Like, he could have stacked himself 3 times, and he jumped over himself and still snapped. Dude, it was probably the sickest play I've seen in a very long time.
So the reason why I bring him up, what do you guys think is a more spectacular catch? Jumping and catching a line drive in the infield or reaching over the wall to rob a home run? Combs, you go first.
Ooh, man, I don't know. The one that he did last night or the other night was amazing. I mean, even his pitcher's reaction was just like, oh my, I can't believe he just caught that ball. But to rob a home run, man, to get up there the way Ken Griffey Jr. used to get up there, I mean, that's an art form. So I'm gonna say robbing a home run because that's just. I mean, you've got to contend with the wall. You've got to get up over the wall. It's got to be,
You got to time it perfect. You got to time it perfect.
Yeah, you have to literally
on
time
the
it
infield.
perfectly.
It's got to be time perfect too, and you don't get time to sit underneath the ball, so it's a little bit harder, I think, on the infield. I just think it's prettier in the outfield when you rob a home run. So I'm gonna go with the robbing the home run.
And it's a lot more dejecting too when you're like, oh, I hit the piss out of that ball, and no,
Oh, yeah.
Ken Griffey's like, no,
Yeah,
I can get it back in here.
it's ejecting on the infield because I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the reaction time it takes to do that on the infield is absolutely insane, especially when you get up as high. I'm talking about like a 95-inch vertical this guy had yesterday. It was
It
ridiculous.
was stupid. Why? What are your thoughts?
No, I agree 100%. I think, you have to time it legitimately perfectly. If you're, 0.3 seconds too fast, you miss the ball. And if you're 0.3 seconds too slow, you miss the ball. If you jump and you raise your glove too high, you miss the ball. So I think in my opinion, it's tougher to try and reach over that wall and get it while also maintaining the ball as you hit the wall, because
That's
it's
the
a lot
Captain
easier to
Obvious
catch
statement
something.
of the night.
It's
if
a lot
you're
easier to
late, you
catch
miss the
something
ball.
not
If you're
running into
early, you miss
something.
the ball. If you're too high, you miss. Well, no kidding.
Well,
No kidding. Wyatt. You don't say.
I think that the infield catch is more luck, just because like you aren't running one way or the other. You're normally just jumping or diving just because it's happening so fast. So I think the outfield catch is a lot more challenging and a lot more skill, where the infield catch is kind of more luck per se. Would you guys agree with that at all? A little bit?
Oh
maybe?
yeah, no,
Or-
absolutely.
Okay.
I think he had to legitimately like just hear the sound of the ball coming off the bat, and like in his head had to know like
Well,
where it was going. 'Cause there's no way you can
definitely
watch that
saw
ball.
it. I mean, he definitely saw it because he
I don't know
jumped and
how.
found it.
That's crazy. That was literally insane. You have no time to react to that.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
is.
it was a great catch. So, Wyatt, if you haven't seen it, definitely YouTube it, man. It's freaking ridiculous. But guys, we're going to take our next break. On the other side of the break, we are going to
Hey,
do our
wait, who
bye.
won? No, wait, who won the game?
It's 3-0 sweep, son. We
Oh,
are
yeah,
going to
that's right.
forfeit.
I won again.
We're going to forfeit the fourth game, like Bo said, because the Suns are whooping that ass so bad. Or, sorry,
Undefeated.
yeah,
Undefeated.
you are undefeated. But buy, sell, or sleeper pick is coming up, Lost Raider style. So we're going to give you a player to buy this year, sell this year, and a sleeper pick this year as well.
Hey, I say next week when we play that game, or no, not next week, but when I come back from break, when we play this game, we should see if some of these, if Bo wants to come on and play, or Drew wants to come on and play, because Wyatt and Tori are just like no competition anymore. It's just not even fun anymore.
Go ahead and stroke that ego a little bit more, Coleman, because you are going to be just like the Cubs and be the worst in the division. But Wyatt, season 1 of Guess Who is officially over. So are you going to wear a Chicago Bears shirt for the next week here on the show?
I'm gonna have to.
Going to have to. All right, guys, we'll be right back here on the Man Hour.
Sir,
Support
done.
that Bears.
I got a couple I could send you.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Let me find the thing. There it is. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckheist with Brandon Combs and the Wyatt Williams tonight. If you missed any part of the show whatsoever, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and of course iHeartRadio as well. Or simply head over to youtube.com/Man Hour and hit on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon as we do upload clips each and every day. And of course, you can find us on Big X Sports Radio every Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. East Coast time here in Jeffersonville, Indiana. So let's welcome the boys back onto the screen here, guys, as we continue our buy, sell, and sleeper segment here through all 32 NFL teams. We've broken down about 6 so far. And coming up next are the Las Vegas Raiders. So, Combs, I'm going to kick it to you first since you have not done a segment like actually no. We should probably kick it to Wyatt first since you haven't done a segment like this yet. So we'll let Wyatt take the floor first. So Wyatt, give me a player that you are going to buy for the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2021 NFL season.
Well, I think this was a really easy pick for me. I think the next two are a little tougher, but this one was really easy because I'm going with Darren Waller, tight end for him. He's an incredible athlete. Super fast, can catch the ball incredibly well. He's got an awesome story too. If you haven't ever checked that out, be sure to look that up. But the guy is just awesome on the field. I think he's a top 2, arguably could be top 1, a number 1 tight end in the league. I don't know if Travis Kelce's able to continue that this year, but regardless, he's absolutely top 3. So he's just awesome on the field to watch. He does great things for the Raiders offense, opens up a whole lot of new awesome dynamics for Derek Carr or Mariota, whoever ends up, getting most of the starts this year. I'd imagine Derek Carr, but I think Darren Waller is my buy for sure.
Okay, so Darren Waller is the tight end for the Raiders here. He had 2,000 yards last season and 9 catching touchdowns. Combs, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my buy is pretty simple. I think it's the best player on the Raiders. I think he's the most undervalued quarterback in the entire league, and that's Derek Carr. Look, Derek Carr has unbelievable numbers year in and year out on losing Raiders teams. And if this guy could get to an organization that is competitive and get traded, like I thought it would have been perfect for Aaron Rodgers to go to the Raiders and for Derek Carr to go to Green Bay, because I think Derek Carr in Green Bay makes him a Super Bowl contender. I think Derek Carr is an unbelievable talent. I think he's very undervalued, very underrated, and I would love to see him on a winning organization, even if it is the Green Bay Packers. I think it would be more fun for, the next 5 years for Justin Fields to be competitive and for the Green Bay Packers to be good as well. I think it makes it a better rivalry when both of those teams are good. So I would love Derek Carr, so that's who I'm buying on this Raiders roster.
Yeah, so spoiler for mine, guys. I do have both of your players on my buy, sell, and sleeper picks here. But as my buy, I'm going with Darren Waller as well. Just like what Wyatt said, being the best tight end in the league, Wyatt, that's kind of a stretch. But I will give you top 5 for sure. I think Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and even Gronk has something to say about that. But I am buying him this season because he did have 2,000 yards last season, and Derek Carr only threw for 4,100 yards last season. So almost half of the passing yards went to his tight end, Darren Waller, last year. So that's why I am buying him to have a big season. So on every side of the buy, guys, there is a sell. So Combs, I'm going to kick it to you first. What player are you selling for the Las Vegas Raiders this year?
I'm selling Josh Jacobs. I think that Kenyon Drake is going to take over as their number 1 running back. I think that Josh Jacobs he's one of those running backs who's had a nice career so far. I just think that, he in running back years, I think he's old, and I think that Kenyon Drake is going to end up having the bigger season out of the two. So I'm selling on Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs being sold for Combs. Why? Who are you selling?
I'm gonna follow suit right behind Combs on that one. I've got Josh Jacobs. I mean, the guy, he's disappointed ever since he's essentially passed his rookie year. He had a good rookie year, and then ever since just hasn't really put up to the numbers he was projected to or was looking forward to doing. So I haven't been a big lover of Josh Jacobs as is. Like I said, he had a good rookie year, but ever since that, he's kind of disappeared. And with the addition of Kenyon Drake, who's a great running back, nice pass catcher, I think he takes away reps not only running the ball, but I think he takes away carries as for catching the ball as well. So I think this is going to be a big drop year for Josh Jacobs, and might even be getting out of town and heading somewhere else now that Kenyon Drake is there.
Yeah, and I'm going to stick with the running back situation as well, but I'm going to go with the backup currently on the roster right now as Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake only ran for 137 yards last year and had 3 fumbles. So he didn't touch the ball that much, obviously, in Arizona last year, but he also had a little bit of fumble-itis. So with that being said, I think that fumble-itis is going to continue this year. He might get a bulk of the carries to start out the year, but we are going to quickly see that he is not built for that John Gruden hardship, and just the Raiders running game just isn't very good. And I think actually Josh Jacobs is going to have a successful season this year. So I am selling.
How many yards did you say he had last year?
137 yards.
Receiving, he had 955 yards rushing.
Whatever, same thing. I looked at it wrong. My bad.
Your son is based on a lie.
I was like 157 yards. It's like, dang, I knew he had a bad year, but I didn't know it was that bad.
He had a bad year, and he almost had 1,000 still.
I'm still selling him. He's still not going to be very, very good.
I think he's going to make that offense more dynamic. I mean, he's every reason why Wyatt and I just said that we're selling on Josh Jacobs. I think he adds a new dynamic. He's a very good pass catching running back. And
didn't Josh Jacobs have 1,000 yards last year?
He did.
So
I believe so anyway.
What makes you think that he's going to take a step back just because he's older, or?
Well, he's going to take a step back because he's older, but I think he's going to like Wyatt said, Kenyon Drake's going to take reps away from him because he's a pass-catching running back, and it adds a new dynamic to that offense, and it's going to open up the field for them a lot more. I thought this was a great, underrated signing, and I think that's going to be huge for Derek Carr this year.
Oh, alrighty. So let's go ahead and move on as I collect my thoughts here and make sure my stats are correct moving forward here. All right. So we have given you players to buy and sell, but Combs, who is going to be a sleeper pick for you this year for the 2021 Las Vegas Raiders?
Yeah. So, I would like to go with Kenyon Drake as a sleeper, but I can't really go with Kenyon Drake as a sleeper because I think, he's a number one running back last year. He can't really be too big of a sleeper. I'm going to go with a wide receiver here. I'm going to go with Willie Snead. I think that Willie Snead was a good wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. I think that he was very undervalued in Baltimore, and I think that he's very undervalued now. I think that once he takes a few reps, I think he's going to have a breakout season. If there's an injury with any of the Raiders wide receivers, I think Willie Snead is going to be the guy that steps up. Look for Willie Snead to have maybe 900 to 1,000 yards receiving this year.
Wyatt.
Well, I wanted to follow suit on that one. It was a toss-up for me between Willie Snead as well as Henry Ruggs, and I ended up choosing Henry Ruggs because the guy has electric speed. He is an incredible deep threat. You can put him anywhere on the field as a wide receiver. If you want him in the slot, he can do that. If you want him on the outside running just streaks, he can do that. If you need him running post, he can do that. Whatever you need from this guy, he can do. And a lot of people have essentially forgot about him ever since he didn't have the big rookie year that everybody was expecting. He kind of was under a little bit, but also he dealt with some quarterback health issues in Derek Carr. Mariota got a couple of games in there, so they were kind of flipping around on that. But if he can get a stable quarterback situation, he is absolutely a sleeper for this offense. The guy runs a 4.24 40. It's lightning speed. That is 0.02 seconds behind the record at 4.22, which John Ross set. Which is just unreal.
I took Ruggs in the 6th round of my keeper league.
I think he's going to have a pretty big year this year. I'm expecting
I like him too.
At least 900 plus receiving yards. This is, and I don't even think this is the big year. I think next year is really the pop year for him. But this year he kind of figures out what he needs to in the NFL, and next year is really where he just explodes.
Yeah, and I'm going to be kind of piggybacking on what you guys said as well, but I'm going to go with that quarterback in Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr, like what Combs was saying, he is very undervalued. He quietly has 4,000 passing yards last season. He led the Raiders to an 8-8 record like last year, like as well, second in that AFC West. So if Derek Carr gets full support from the coaching staff and from the players around him, he could have a 4,500 yard, 30 touchdown passing season, and he will still not be considered for like an MVP or anything to that effect. That's why I'm picking him as a sleeper, just because for some reason, guys, John Gruden does not like him, and I don't know why. I mean, he consistently puts out great numbers year after year, and he's overlooked every year. And every year he is talked about being traded. Like, why do you think that is? Like, why do you think every year he is like, hey, we're going to get traded. He's going to get traded.
Gruden's
like
an idiot. That's
because
what
I think it's
John
their
Gruden has... Go ahead, Combs.
Yeah, I just think it's their only real trade piece right now. I think that he's the most proven. I think that he is a very hot commodity. I think that, teams look at him and be like, man, if we traded for that guy, we could be a little bit better than what we are right now. If you're looking at teams like, the Miami Dolphins, or if you're looking at teams like, the Houston Texans, or, I mean, hell, like I said, even the Green Bay Packers. If you have to get rid of Aaron Rodgers and you need to trade Aaron Rodgers, what a better fit than Derek Carr.
So let me ask you this, Combs, before I let me interrupt your thought. You said all those things, but so why does nobody ever jump at that trade bait? Because his name is always out there. Every offseason, Derek Carr's name is out there. Hey, we're looking to trade him. We're looking to trade him. We're looking to trade him, but they never jump at it. Why is that?
I don't think that I think Oakland's asking price is probably too much right now. I think Oakland's
what do you think their asking price is?
For Derek Carr, you've got to be asking for at least, probably, I would say they're probably asking for a couple of draft picks plus a ready quarterback. And I look, as much as I like Derek Carr, I think you let him go and you feel like you can get him for cheaper, either at the trade deadline or next season. And it always ends up being that he doesn't get moved because of the asking price. Would you give up a first and a second round and your starting quarterback for a Derek Carr? I mean,
why?
It depends on your situation, I guess.
No, I don't think so. I do think that their asking price is probably a couple of picks. I don't know if they're asking for a quarterback, though, because John Gruden has made it public multiple times that he is a huge fan of Marcus Mariota. And Marcus Mariota was his guy, essentially, for a little bit. He almost put him in over Derek Carr, but a lot of people had some issues with that because Derek Carr had earned that starting job. But, I mean, John Gruden has loved Marcus Mariota ever since he went to – y'all remember whenever he used to do those quarterback camps, the John Gruden quarterback camp on ESPN or whatever?
Right.
Ever since that Marcus Mariota went to that, he fell in love with him. He's always loved him. He's always kind of wanted him to be his guy. And, I think that if he does trade Derek Carr, I think he asks for a first and maybe like a fourth because of, he's younger. I think in the end, though, he'll get probably a second and a fourth. Somewhere around there is what he's worth. But I don't think he'll ask for a quarterback. I think it will more be on the offensive lineman side or maybe a DB because, like I said, he's already, John Gruden has already came out multiple times and explained how much he loves Marcus Mariota. When Marcus Mariota had that crazy game last year, you guys remember that? He just came in and popped off, had an incredible game. And,
one game. Congratulations.
John Gruden went to the press conference right after and was just talking him up the whole time. Meanwhile, Derek Carr is sitting on the side hurt, and it's like, why are you talking up your backup quarterback like that? Like, I get he had a good game and you want to acknowledge that, but, it got to the point where the entire press conference was all about how great that, Marcus Mariota was. And even at one point in the press conference, he mentioned that, he knew this was coming and he knew that he was going to pop off like this and have a great game eventually, which is basically saying that at some point he knew that he was going to play that season. So I would say it would be more on the offensive lineman side, maybe two picks, maybe a second rounder and a fourth, maybe a second and a fifth, if Derek Carr is moved.
So just to add some validity, good guys' statement there, Derek Carr has played 7 seasons in the NFL. 5 of those 7 seasons, he has thrown over for 4,000 yards. His worst season on record is his rookie year of 3,200 yards, and the year that he broke his leg, he got 3,500 yards. So he has been a pretty solid quarterback
Wow.
year in and year out with the Raiders. So, guys, let's go ahead and take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to open up the phone lines for shop talk. So if you guys want to talk about anything, let us know in the chat. And Combs, what do you want to talk about during shop talk?
We could talk about
It doesn't matter what you want to talk about, Combs, because you're only a part-timer here on the Man Hour. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Man Hour. Dude's got Brandon Combs and the Wyatt Williams on the show tonight. How are my Suns doing? I don't know. I have not looked at the score. You guys don't know the score?
28-26, winning by 2 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
And
pretty good. It's a neck and neck game.
I did see a tweet that Jonas is back. So I mean, obviously he's playing tonight and doing well.
He had a dunk earlier. It was pretty awesome. The Suns fans were trolling him though as he was taking free throws. As he was taking free throws, the Suns fans were counting the seconds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that they're just copying the Hawks fans like at that point. So way to be original, Phoenix. Good job, guys. Congratulations. So Combs, I did see an alert come across my phone that Javi Baez had a sacrifice fly to bring it to a 7-3 score. Is Javi Baez the heart and soul of that Chicago Cubs team?
They don't have any heart and soul right now.
None at all.
I mean, 10-game losing streak, about to be 11. Went from leading the division to 9.5 games out.
Yeah. Welcome to Royals world, man. We were up by 3 or 4 games in that division. Now we're like 9.5 games behind.
They're gonna sell. Everybody's leaving. Everybody. I mean, I would not be surprised if Javier Baez isn't gone by the trade deadline as well, and then they make a run at him in free agency. I think at this point you need to sell everything that you can and get whatever pieces you can, and then worry about trying to get guys back in free agency, because you need to retool this farm system. You need to see what you've got already in the farm system, bring these guys up, the second half for the Cubs needs to be all about next year.
Alrighty, so one thing I do want to talk about a little bit here is Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. Mac Jones signed his rookie contract, 4 years, $15.5 million with an 8.7 sign-on bonus. The key word here is it is all fully guaranteed. I have seen all these rookie first-rounders and second-rounders getting all these fully guaranteed contracts like this year. Usually the NFL is not guaranteed money. Why do you think they're doing this guaranteed money for the NFL guys?
I don't know, honestly. I think it has to do with, Tori likes to bring this up a lot. I think it has to do with the NFLPA because, the more that rookies are getting paid, the more that the stars will get paid, and so on. So it makes the salary cap larger. I also think that, as time goes on, we've seen athletes make more and more and more and more, as the years have gone on. So I think that's just kind of part of it too, is, the non-guaranteed contracts are kind of, fading away, but at the same time, they're not fading away, but they're just becoming lighter. Like, normally a contract for a rookie quarterback in the first round, you're looking at, 15 or less percent is not guaranteed. And now we're getting to the point to where it's somewhere around 10 to 5. It's just going down and down every year. Players getting paid more.
Combs, what are your thoughts on that? Like, are they trying to say you are our guy by giving them guaranteed money?
Yeah, I and not only that, I think that players are starting to be like, you either guarantee my money or I'll test the waters. I mean, you look at guys like. Aaron Rodgers this year. I want out. I want to be out of Green Bay, but they're not moving. They're not budging. You look at. Could you imagine if the Chiefs didn't throw guaranteed money at your boy Patty Mahomes, and Patty, you're looking at Patty Mahomes being a free agent next year? Like,
right?
It'd be a scary
thought.
Can
you imagine the market for him?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be insane.
Oh my God!
But it's just one of those things. I think that players have finally gotten to the point where they're like, look, we need guaranteed money because, in the long run, all the contracts in the NFL for so long have favored the owners.
Right.
And the owners, they've got, I don't understand how they've gotten away with it for so long. I mean, whoever the leader of the NFL Players Union is has got to be the worst, bargaining person in the world. No, how do you not make guaranteed contracts a mandatory thing? I just don't. Every other sport is guaranteed contracts except for the NFL, and it's the one that brings in the most money.
Right. Combs, wasn't it you saying that the NFL was starting to be more like the NBA and be like a player-driven league? Do you think maybe that's why we're seeing a lot more guaranteed contracts?
Well, yeah, but I think the players have a bigger voice now. So, yeah, I mean, the players, are forcing the owner's hands with guaranteed money because, like I said, you don't want your stars walking away. You don't want, your once in a lifetime talents walking away. You don't want God, could you imagine if you had a guy in the NFL decide to pull off a super team in the NFL and been like, hey, let's go here, let's go there. You imagine,
Arizona right now.
yeah, basically. But could you imagine Patrick Mahomes being like, hey, DeAndre Hopkins, hey,
what do we call
his face there from
Tampa Bay? Right.
What
right
Devontae? Hey, Devontae Adams, you come with me and DeAndre, and we'll form a team. I mean,
did you guys see what happened with Devontae yesterday?
No.
Somebody reported something that the Packers were. It was on Twitter, and some Packer Twitter thing reported that the Packers and Devontae Adams were coming together to make a deal to make him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. And then, 20 minutes later, after everybody freaked out about it, he commented on there a hat saying "cap," because it's the news saying that for a lie.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams commented "cap." And Stephon Diggs slid under it and put 2 fire emojis on it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, look.
It's terrible.
I think
I'm literally
that the
watching my team
players-
walk out the door.
I think that the players are definitely have more of a voice, not quite like the NBA, because like I said, you don't see anybody building super teams, but you know, you've got the players with a voice to say, hey, you know, I'll sign, but I need this much guaranteed.
Alrighty, boys. You ready to start the after show?
Sure.
Let's go ahead and start the after show.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, guys. So we are going to go over to the after show. If you are a member, click on the link. I will provide that in the chat for us right now.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Buck.
Yes, sir.
What is your thoughts on the damn? You didn't give us your thoughts on the contract.
Money's money.
Buck, it doesn't matter what you think. Man Hour Nation. Join us on the after hours. Rise up.